It's the 24th of February. We're in Beginners Improvers Ballet. I always have to think. Welcome. We're going to start off with a nice gentle warm-up. So we're just going to work through the feet. A nice little bounce in the knees.
I feel your head resting heavy on a single bed. I want to hear all about to get to all of your chest. Ooh, I feel the tears again.
Try and get a nice bend at the bottom.
When I hold you, well, I won't
Could go a bit faster.
why. Should we care for what they're selling us anyway?
Let's go round in a circle.
So young girl, and you know.
And the other way.
You don't have to be there, babe. You don't have to be scared, babe. You don't need the plan of what you want to do. Won't you listen to the man's love?
Let's take it slower. We're going to lift up our knees now.
Keep spinning
As high as they go, squeezing the abdominals.
you if you fall, I can't tell you enough.
Swing your arms.
That you're feeling low. I hate to hear that you won't come home.
Take it lower, but we're going to turn it out.
We care for what they're selling us anyway.
And lift.
So young girl, and you know.
Let's just take our arms a little swing. Bit higher.
Don't have to be scared, babe. You don't need a plan.
Take a bend in the knees.
Won't you listen to the man that's loving you?
Bring our head in here. So release the head. Now let's go a bit further from the hip.
Easy, easy, and 1, 2, 3.
And shake it out.
If you come with me,
Give everything a little shake. Knees a shake.
3, 4, 5,
Feet.
6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 9.
Just going to reach.
Don't have to be there, babe. You don't have to be scared, babe. You don't need a plan of what you want to do. Won't you listen to the man?
You look with your eyes to your hands.
You don't have to be there, babe. You don't have to be scared, babe. You don't
Now just take that
need a
into
plan.
your head going side to side.
Won't you listen to the man that's loving you?
Now we're going ear to shoulder. Just gentle, soft movement. Now we're going to circle the knee round and round and round. Just warming up in the hip joint. Okay. Taking one ear to your shoulder and drawing the other hand down towards the floor. So trying to keep that shoulder down and a nice long line through. That's it. So Lauren, try and keep this hand down, the one that's furthest away from your head. That's it. Yes, perfect. And go to the other side. So it's now this hand that's drawing down towards the floor. Take some deep breaths into that. Now we're just going to roll our head forwards. And coming up. And roll it all the way down now through the spine. Bend your knees. And coming up. And again, rolling down. Now this time I want you to take your head up first. So you're going to be arching your back as you come up. Let's do that one again, rolling down. Head up first. hands to the ceiling. Take some deep breaths, really lengthen your hands, but really lifting up in your abdominals so you're getting a good tilt in the pelvis at the same time. Let's take a little breather. And take the other leg back, hit the pelvis. And lift the arms up. And reach. Take a breath in. And open. We're just going to take some shoulder rolls. Okay, and just before we move on, let's take this chest stretch that we did last term. So you need a piece of wall. You're going to be putting your arm flat against the wall, nose to the wall. And then we turn our feet, our hips and our chest away from the hand that's on the wall to find a stretch across the chest. Now as you get more comfortable with this stretch, you can try it with your arm a little bit higher or a little bit lower. And we did the head turning away, and we also did the palm turning. So if you turn your palm to the front, to your front, you might just find that stretch is a little deeper. If you have tingling in your hands, just back off from the stretch. And release. And let's do the other arm. So hand against the wall. And twist your whole body away. You can lift your arm higher or lower on the wall. So you find a really nice stretch. We can turn our head away. We can rotate our hand. Always breathe deep into your stretches. And then give those shoulders a wiggle. Brilliant. So we're going to go on to our turnout exercise that we did the week before half term. So we have our hands on our hips because we really want to establish really stable hips. So when we're lifting our foot up and we're opening our knee, our hips don't wiggle forwards and back or up and down. They stay where they are, and they're just, as you transfer the weight, they just slide horizontally from side to side. Let's have a go at this with the music. So you can have a little gap between your feet if it's comfortable. Point, turn out, parallel, and out. And let's swap legs. So a little lift of the abdominals, feeling that length through the back of the head, back of the neck. Feeling the shoulders opening wide. Legs a little shake out. And just have a little water if you need to. Exercises from last half term just because we only did 2 weeks, so it seems silly to move on yet, so we'll do another few weeks of some of these exercises. So we're on to our pliés, so we want to be getting our turnout coming from inside our hip, those deep rotators that are underneath our glute muscles. They're a bit like a hand that comes from our hip and out like that. So if you imagine those muscles are going to tense up to turn you out, but they're deep inside the hip. So if you're on carpet, just be aware that you don't want too much friction, you want to protect your knees, but if you're not on carpet, you can bring your weight right forwards for this and squeeze open. And we're not allowed to wiggle, remember, because that's going to get our knees and our feet out of line. We want everything to come from the top. Our feet aren't important, it's what's happening up here that is. So we're going to do our plie and stretch and a double plie and up and one more plie to rise. And that's a nice sunny moment where we go, everything opens and, whoops, and then we plie, 2 seconds, we repeat plie and a double plie, lift and a plie with a lift, plie back to first, and then we repeat on the other side, and then we've got our nice port de bras section that we do as well. Here we go. Coming into first. Open. Just take a little soft bounce in the knees. That's it, release any tension. Remember this one with the demi point and a demi point and down. We do that 4 times with our hands on our waist. And then we do 4 dégagé devant, flex and point and in, dégagé and flex and point. 4 times through. So it's 4 lifts, 4 extensions. And then we've got that nice open and close. As you're opening, try not to grip your big bottom muscles. That sounded funny. Your gluteus maximus, if you know what that is. Try not to grip that. Try and let the little muscles underneath work without being strangled by the big muscle. Yes, so we open and close, open and close, open and close and open. Then we get to do the whole thing in turnout. With those lovely stable hips. 4 times, then we go forward to the side with the flex and point. And then we repeat again, and this time we're starting that port de bras as well. Okay, so you can follow on with me from there. So we're starting with our feet in parallel. If it's uncomfortable to have your feet completely together, because some people end up, depending on the shape of your legs, some people end up actually with their weight on the outside of their feet if they're squashed together. It is okay to just have a finger width between your feet. If that's comfortable for you, you might find it a bit more stable as well. Hands on your waist, nice and tall and open back. Here we go, and lift, point. So really try and stretch the ankle, then the toes. Ankle, toes. We're going forwards. Open first and together. Now we're going to stay in first. Make sure your heels are together now. And lift. Out to second. Left. Lift. Arms to first. Now see if you can just lift one. I'm all over the place. Here we go. We're going to lift with one foot up and then place it down. One foot up, place it down. One foot up, place it down. One foot up, place it down, and plie. Yeah. So we're going to gradually continue our build up into pirouettes with some slightly different things. So we started with our spotting, and we will continue to practice that, although we're not doing it today. But there's some other bits and pieces we need to throw in to get our build up into being able to do those wonderful triple pirouettes that you'll be able to do in a few weeks' time, maybe. Right, have a drink if you need one. Used to this music. So we're in our first position. Best way to get into your first position is to use those muscles so that you know you're in the right place and your knees are in line. And then we're going to take our arms to third and use our right leg first, so our left arm's forwards. And just coming back to first. Now we don't do first here, which means we don't do third here. We actually need about eye width between our fingers. So when you go into third, your arm mustn't cross that line of the body. It must stay on its side. Yes, right. So we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We go to second. We go derriere with a lovely arabesque line, and then we've got that petit retiré, up and down, and then we repeat on the other side. So it's 2 devant, 2 to second, 2 derriere, and 2 petit retirés. Let's go with the music. So find your turnout, lift your abdominals, open those shoulders wide, prepare the arms to third, and devant, and second, derriere, and lift, other foot, and away. One more time. Okay, now let's come back to third. And up to 4, and swap 4, and back to third. So remembering not to cross that centre line, make sure your hands are nice and open. Lovely. And lift up. And third. One more time, a bit quicker. Lift and over. Let's go again. Over, lift. Watch your centre line, everybody. Now we're going to reverse it. Let's go the other way. So third, 4, 4, third. Shake out. I'll stick with the same music and just follow me. We're just going to do something a little bit different, but it's nice and slow and simple. So take your arms to second. Nice and wide, lift those elbows. And we're going out. And we're just going to lift up, flex our foot, point, and close. Good. And the other side, so point, lift it just off the floor, flex. Now as you flex, you can really feel the turnout on that leg that's out in front of you. Good, let's go to the side, point, flex, whoop. Lift a little, point, close, good. Try and keep that nice straight line. You can put your hands on your waist if you want to, so your body's in that nice vertical line. And let's go derriere. Flex, lift it up a little, point, and close. And we're going to do the other foot, point, flex, lift it up a little, and point, and close. Right, now we haven't used any sort of bar in ballet for a while. But I would like you to find a chair or a surface that you can hold on to for this one. And we're going to be facing that surface, so I need to grab myself a chair. So there's so many things that have to come together to create a stable turn in ballet. And one of those things is your footwork and your balance. So we're going to work, oh, this is so low for me. Hang on, let me get another chair. So try not to have something too low to hold on to. I know it's difficult though because you only have so many things you can choose from. So we're going to be in parallel, but we're going to have our feet hip width apart. So it's really nice and stable and square. So when we say square, what we're talking about normally is where your hips are facing. If your hips are facing directly in front of you, your hips are square. If they're wiggling around, then they're not square. So we're going to be square to our chair. And we're just going to take a nice plie. And this may well be your first time you're going to releve now. So let me show you what a releve is. It's a quick rise. And it's a bit like you have a giant industrial hoover and its tube is hanging over your head and somebody switches it on and you go right up. But your eyebrows are not going to go up with it. So I see lots of people doing their releves with their eyebrows going up and down, so don't do that. So we're plieing and then we've got up the hoover, and then we come back down. But there's a two-way stretch as we come back down. We're squeezing into the floor, but we're also lengthening up. It's like they've turned the hoover down, but they haven't turned it off. So we've got that two-way stretch, and then two-way stretch to come down. Good. Okay, let's try that with some music. If you look really carefully at my feet, so come to the camera if you can't see them really well, come up to your screen. So my foot, instead of going up there, like it would when I rise, it actually comes to there. And then on the way back down, it slides forwards. So the ball of my foot is going to come underneath my centre of gravity, which is actually there. So I end up not, if I was to do it where I am, I would need to bring my body forward, but I want to keep my body where it is, so I bring my feet underneath me, because I'm no longer standing on a whole foot, I'm standing on half of it, or even just less than half of it, and then we let that, so I tell you what it's like this one, but with both feet working at the same time. Might be a bit difficult if you're on carpet, but just do your best. We're going to have one more go. Excuse my wobbliness. I actually went for about 1.5 years without being able to dance, and I'm literally just getting back into it. So that is why I'm literally all over the place when I'm balancing. It's the last thing to come back. Oh, right. Do you remember this lovely port de bras that we did? I was facing here and we did our circular port de bras and our walks round. Do you vaguely remember doing that? Vaguely. Okay, yes. It was a few weeks ago now, wasn't it? We're going to go for that again today. So let's have a listen to the music. With our walks again, because as I said, this is one of the hardest things that any ballet dancer can do, is actually really beautiful walks and also runs. So we're going to be peeling our foot through, and as your foot extends to the front, we start to just squeeze into a little fondue, and that's ready for us to push off of. So we're going to push onto our leg that was extended. And then we are bringing the foot through, so it doesn't touch the floor, but it almost touches the floor, that toe, as it comes through, and you can see my knee is bending, and then I'm feeling like somebody's holding me in my back and pushing me onto that leg. But it's all going to be nice and smooth. So we've got one. So you can actually put your hands behind your back, just at the back of the pelvis there, so you can really feel the whole of your body weight shifting onto that leg. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3, and you probably can only get 1 or 2 in before you have to rewind. So you can just do whatever works in your space. If you've got room to go around in a circle, that's fantastic. If you need to just do 1 or 2 and then have a little step back, you can do that. As you're walking, I want you to imagine that you've got some sunshine coming out of you from your chest. So you've got that really lovely lift from here. You're just glowing. See that nice smooth gliding action from all of you. Well done. Well done. Okay, so we're going to be facing ouverte with the left foot in front. So the line of our legs is an open line, and this is considered an open line. And really it's because you can see everything. You can see both legs if you're an audience member, whereas your KaSo line is crossed. One leg is going to be crossed in front of the other, so it's hiding the back leg. So we're in our ouverte line for this, which we don't use as much as KaSo. And then we're going to, on the introduction, prepare our arms through first. And, oh no, on the introduction we stay still, we can do a breathe. Prepare our arms through first to fourth. Then we're going round into our circular port de bras, which goes through third, to fourth, and over, keeping that really strong lift in the centre. And then we take a third position into an arabesque. So this is called first arabesque, and we're taking a fondue, so we're releasing the bottom leg. And then we open, to close. So let's do that a little faster. It's easier to learn if it's just a bit faster than that. So we've got first and a fourth. We're going round. 1, 2, 3, 4. We take it back to third to fondu. Hand open and close. Now we're using the front leg. So we're dégaging devant. And 2. And 3. And 4. And this time we're taking the arm over. So we're in demi-second as we do our steps. We're going 1. We've got 4 walks around in a circle. 3, 4. We can leave that leg behind us now to go 1 and 2. And round we go 3 and 4. And take the arm to third. Extend to arabesque on fondu. And then open to second. 2, close. And then we're going 1, extend the foot. 2. And we've got our circular port de bras again. And this time straight into your walk, demi-second with the arms. 2, 3, and 4. Would you like me to go through it again? Or are you okay? Yeah, we've got a few wiggly fingers. I think we can do it with the music. It's nice and slow, so you can follow. So back arm is up. Mistake. Somehow I ended up on the wrong foot on the second side. I didn't realise until we came round to the other side and I thought, this is wrong. Oh well, I don't know how that happened. I'm going to change it a little bit. Shall we have a go at something slight? It's only slightly, but we just worked a little bit on finding our turnout when we're in our open position, when we're on l'air. On l'air just means in the air. Does anyone know French? Yeah, I'm a bit of a bonjour, au revoir, and then ballet terms kind of person. So it's not bad if you're asking for directions in French, because a lot of those are similar to the ballet terms, but I don't know how to have a conversation in French. But it's so useful. When I've got native speakers in the class, they teach me how to say it better, because I've got a very Essex way of saying ballet words, because I am from Essex originally. So we're going to change this up slightly. So we're extending our back leg as normal. We're going to carry on with this lovely circular port de bras, and we're going to really work on using the head with the arms. So I'm going to bring it round to the front for you so you can see what I mean. So we start here, don't we? And I'm going to look at my hand. It's almost like I'm directing where my hand goes with my head. I'm gesturing with my head. And then I notice that hand to come up and over. So we're here. And if I'm doing the other arm, so I'm going to be going telling my hand to go down, telling my hand to go across. Then I'm going to tell this hand to come up and then back down. Aha, good. So we've done that. We've done over the top. And now this time we're coming into third again, but we're going to find a little arabesque line, but I don't want you to go too high. So if you go too high, then you'll end up tipping your pelvis, which is fine, but not yet. What we want to do is see how high we can go without tipping our pelvis. So you're going to need a really strong lift in your abdominals, and this is where your big glute muscle, right over the top, is actually going to need to work hard. And then we bring our foot closed, we do the rest of it all the same. It's just at the back, instead of fonduing, we're going to lift and see what we can find, how that works in our bodies. Oh, and last thing, don't forget, we said last week, as we walk round, we have to have that hello moment. So if I'm doing it to you, you're my audience. And I go 1, 2, hello, round the corner. Don't actually say it. And then I close. So you've got to decide to say hello at the moment where your body just turns you round far enough. Just watch. So, okay, and then watch. So that was number 1. Now watch number 2. What was the Oh, you can't talk to me. What was the difference? Do you know? Put your thumbs up if you know what the difference was, or you think you know. Oh, not sure. Which one was better, number 1 or number 2? Chrissy's saying 2. Do you want me to do it again? Yes, we've got a few nods, okay. So this is version number 1. And this is version number 2. Which was better, number 1 or number 2? Ooh, is that a 2? Lauren, I can't quite tell what that means. I'm hoping it was number 2. Pauline's been going number 2 at me for ages. Number 2. Number 1, I held my breath. Number 2, I used my breath. So instead of just breathing while I'm dancing, I was actually using my breath to enhance the movement, hopefully. That it might not show so much in 2 dimensions, maybe. But I was shouting at you while we were doing the exercise to use your breath. So we breathe in at the top. We breathe out. We breathe in over the top. Breathe out. So the bottom bit will be quicker. And the top bit, a bit like going on a roller coaster. At the top you've got that suspension, and then you've got that heavy momentum when you get to the bottom, and that just gives such a nice dynamic to your dancing, and it gives you the opportunity to put more feeling into what you're doing, and it means you don't turn blue. Because if you hold your breath, you will eventually turn blue. When I was younger, sometimes I used to have a blue leotard, and I'm sure sometimes I turned the colour of my leotard when I was concentrating too hard. Talking of concentrating, recently. Right, so who can count to 4? Some of you aren't sure. That's a great start. Okay, so let's try it with clapping first, and then we'll do our feet. We're only ever going to count to 4, but on the first time we count to 4, we're not going to make any sound on number 4. So we do 1, 2, 3, don't make any sound on 4. The second time, we're not going to make any sound on 3. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's start from the beginning. The first time we don't make a sound on 4. The second time we miss out number 3. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sure you can guess what's coming next. The next time we miss out number 2. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last time we miss out number 1. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go from the beginning. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, because of time delay, I have no idea whether you did that right. There's lots of people doing this all over the place on my screen, but I'm sure it was wonderful. Let's have one more go, and then we're going to try it with our feet. 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you get it? Yes! Fantastic! So, this is the speed. It has a very long wait before it starts. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, kind of stuff, I love to do this kind of stuff. It's really, really good for you, like a brain workout. I'm sure it will stave off dementia, maybe. So we're going to be jumping, but because we're on unsuitable floors and we may have different needs when it comes to physical needs, it's up to you whether you jump. So you might want to just do a little bounce like that. And you'd be surprised how actually beneficial it is just doing that nice little bounce for strengthening the knees and getting strengthening the legs and getting coordination for jumps when maybe we're when we're in studio with a better floor. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, wait 4, 1, 2, wait 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we keep on going until we get really confused. I don't know, you seem to be on it with this. I'm quite impressed. There's normally at least one person who's completely, not got it at all. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give your legs a shake. I'm going to go through it one more time. Start the music again. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we reverse that? Count of 1. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now, if you're not sure what I've just done there, I missed the count of 1 in the first bar, then I missed the count of 2, then I missed the count of 3, then I missed the count of 4. And then because when we start again we're missing 1, you actually have 2 counts to pause there on the count of 4 and then the count of 1 to start again. So clap it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your faces look a bit more panicked with that one. Is that a bit harder? And then if you're really clever, you can swap between the 2 different versions, but we won't do that today. Let's have a go at that one once with the music. So switching on our turnout muscles to find our first position. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 4. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Right, we're going to have a bit of a cool down now because we're almost out of time. I've kept my favourite ending music for now. So we're going to take one foot back and we're going to press the heel towards the floor. Don't worry if it doesn't touch the floor. We just want you to find a gentle stretch in the calf muscle at the back. and then bend the back knee. Just have a look down, check that your feet are in parallel at the back, that we're not slipping into a turned out position. And stretch the knee. And then we're going to come forwards to tip the pelvis under and find a nice stretch down the front of the hip. Bring our arms up. And this time we're coming into a dive down, rolling through the spine. Bend the knees. You can let them stretch a little here if you want to, but not too deep with the stretch. Breathe out to roll up. Open the shoulders to go back with the other foot. And then tipping the pelvis. Press the heels of the hands forwards to reach to the sky. Breathing in, rolling down. Stretch the knees if you want to. Shake your head, shake your arms. And rolling back up. So bend your knees first. Pull in your abdominals. We're going to the side. And roll it round to the other side. And open. Turning out. Well done everybody on catch up.